Welcome to the next episode of Black Table Talks. And I'm here with my dude, my guy, my brother from Philly, Greg Parker.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me here.
All right. Blessing us today. So we're here. It's funny because we talked. One of the other things that I'm working on is a show called True American Hustlers, which you're definitely going to be a part of that. You're on the at the top of the list for that. But we're going to save the whole life story for that, right? Because today we're here with the Black Table Talks to talk to people about dropping them jewels on how they can take part in building wealth for their families, like the same path that we're on. You know, we talk about it all the time, and that's what the Black Table Talks is about for me. I want to just try to dispense as much information as possible to make it convenient for people to tap into. I'm sure every time I post something, I get a request for people to be a mentor.
Exactly.
Right? You can't be a mentor to everybody. That's not realistic, right? So I was trying to figure out a way, how can we just get as much information out to people, you know, at their convenience and our convenience, right? And I know you get way more requests for mentorship and people just want to run ideas past you and concepts. So this is a way that we can do that. So today I brought you here where we can talk real estate, we can talk business, we can talk building wealth for our families, because I know we both on that same path. So introduce yourself, brother, like you need an introduction.
No. For those that don't know me, I'm Greg Park. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm here now. I'm really like a Cleveland native right now.
Yeah, I see you got your Browns on.
You know what I mean? I'm like a Cleveland native, but from Philadelphia investor, came out here 2 years ago. Linked up with a good brother. He told me not to go where I am. He convinced me not to go where I am, but I was on a mission at the time, you know what I mean? And I saw something that I had experienced in my city, and I just wanted to pour into it. I didn't know it was going to be as hard as it has been for me, but I came here to Cleveland and just to kind of sort of come into certain areas that have been dissipated, dilapidated for so many years, and I wanted to start there. We two different kind of investors, you know. No, bro go after stuff, and he making his mark in the community, and it's crazy because he's making his mark in the community where he needs to be, and I'm making my mark in the community where I need to be, and together it bridged a crazy gap. So I'm an investor out of Philadelphia, and I came here to Cleveland to kind of sort of share some education and some things that I had experienced, so that other people could kind of sort of get ahead and learn things that guys like us who weren't taught. We had to kind of learn the hard way.
Yeah. So just to talk a little bit about how we first met, you know, people know that I used to, up until last year, owned a restaurant, Zanzibar, downtown. And, you know, I really wasn't that active on social media. I jump on and jump off, you know, before I met Greg. And one of my realtor, Harvey Lewis, had reached out to me and said, man, do you know this guy? You know, y'all connected? You know, he pumping your restaurant up every time he comes to town in Zanzibar downtown. I'm like, what?
He like fried chicken.
He like, man, dude flying in on a private jet doing real estate in Cleveland. I'm like, what? Black dude? He like, yeah, he a brother. I'm like, let me know the next time he posts. And just so happened, I was at the car wash on 40th and Carnegie, and he reached out, man. Homeboy down there right now, just spot. I'm like, man, I'm about to shoot down there. And when I got pulled up, you know, he was there with a group of people, individuals, and they was, you know, talking real estate. He had just flew in. And again, like always, he was pumping Zanzibar up. So we went in, we met, we connected. And at that time, you had probably already had 20, 30 houses at that point, you know, and that was 2 years ago. So for those that don't know, like, you know, I can verify that in Cleveland, you've bought 250, 300 plus?
Probably, we over 500 now.
Okay, so the last time that we talked, and that was probably almost a year ago, about how many, you was at 300 plus. So it was crazy. So I used to tell people your story, guys that was here in Cleveland, men and women, try to get the information out. Like, listen, don't be mad at what he's doing. Don't just keep watching what he's doing. Follow what he's doing. Get involved. We're here in Cleveland. He's come from another city come into our city because he sees the numbers, he understands the math,
right?
Because that's all about.
It's
he ain't
math.
come here because he loved Cleveland. He came here because it's an opportunity to build and to reinvest in the community, but also make money. That's the reality, right?
Exactly.
So I was telling people, if you just see the streets that he go on and he buy 2-3 properties, you buy one.
Buy one.
Right? If you just buy one, you're going to benefit from his comps.
Exactly.
When he changed the value of those properties.
They couldn't see the value changing.
And exactly. So that's what I was telling people, and we had talked over the years, but like you said, the great thing about real estate is 1,000 ways to make money in real estate. 1,000, literally. People are always trying to follow what somebody else does, but you have to figure out what's good for you.
Your lane.
And work that lane. So even though we connected, we really wasn't doing the same thing. We did a different investment strategy, but we connected on we did some deals together, so many I can't even name, but it really wasn't my normal thing. Just because I had an opportunity to do it, we did it.
Exactly.
And you had an opportunity to do business with me, you did. But I was telling people they need to invest, because when guys come from, and this, guys, it's not like that in Philly, like a LA or San Francisco or New York. That literally real estate is going for $400 or $500 a square foot.
Right. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. But you know what's sad though? It's starting to get there in Philly, and it will get there in Cleveland. And the sad part about it is, when you in something, you can't see it.
Yeah, of course.
When I was in, people ask me all the time, like, yo, what's wrong with them dudes in Cleveland? What's wrong with them? This is what you ask me. And I say the same thing was wrong with us in Philly. We didn't know.
Yeah,
we weren't educated.
Of course.
We thought the money was outside of the building.
Yeah,
on the steps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the money was actually
not the
inside of the building.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And it took for the community to be re-gentrified. And a lot of times, we just roll with the punches, and guys like us decided not to roll with the punches, but to bob and weave and put the jab out, because it's like, hey, we need to start fighting back. We need to start, what can we do so that we don't get left behind? I don't want to come to my neighborhood and be able to take my kids there and say, I used to live here, I used to live there, this neighborhood used to be this, it used to be that, because that's what we had to go through.
Right.
When I pull up in my old neighborhood, no matter if it's $500,000 or $2 million, I could turn the key on one of them joints.
Yeah, of course.
You understand what I'm saying? When I encourage people, it's crazy, bro, because it's there's different towns that I went to, and like you said, people be upset because they see you come in. I just experienced this in Baltimore, and shout out the Charm City Builders, one of the good little group of people. It's a man and it's a husband and wife, I think, husband and wife couple. And when I came to Baltimore, they was doing their thing, and I think she had got a little offended because of the juice that I was bringing. You know what I mean? And we had a long talk, and I'm like, you got to understand that I'm a small fry. You a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah, of course.
Like when the powers that be come through here and buy it up, there's nothing you can do or you can say.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, don't look at me as a enemy or adversity you got to face. Like, I'm an ally. You understand what I'm saying? And we had a long, great talk. You know what I mean? And she didn't know what was going on. Felt like I was kind of intruding on their territory. But I really wasn't. I'm not like that. People that don't know me don't know.
But it's never that situation.
Nah.
It's never. That's thinking the small way.
That's the small way.
You got to think of the picture a lot larger. That's what I was telling people. When you came into the city, it was a benefit. Because you're doing something I couldn't do on my own. Right? I didn't have the momentum. I wasn't even considering doing the things that you were doing. Right? Nobody else that I knew in real estate was doing it on that level, and they didn't have the vision to do that. To rebuild a community up on that level. Because I'm a small fry. Doing what I do, and people look at me like it's major. It is major depending on how you visualize it. But I was just reading an article in Same Magazine this week. One of the largest developers here in Cleveland literally did a $1 billion deal in the flats downtown. And they gave him they abate a tax abatement for 70 years. For 70 years.
Ain't got nothing to worry
and he invested, he probably only invested a couple $100 million, but a couple $100 million, that ain't even what we do. So that's a whole different level of the game. His vision is bigger. So you can't be mad at that. You just got to figure out how you can fit in.
Right, and that's what I said. So we had to talk, and I was basically telling her, I'm coming to help. I'm here. You know what I mean? I got the momentum. Like, I sit back and I watch guys in different city, and they can't do it. They try, but it's like, you got to understand, and I said this to numerous people, like you said, we not doing the same things. Like, people don't understand that they're in an area where it's up and coming, it's already flowing, the comps are there. They're trying to build a portfolio for their family. I'm over here trying to rebuild a community. It's two different things. You know what I mean? Like Like it's two totally different. It's our job to do what we doing. It's Christmas time. It's our job to come out and make sure these children got toys and so forth and so on. We could be like the rest of these investors, flipping houses and say, hey, it's the fourth quarter. We're gonna kick our feet back. Wait for no. We working all the way through because there are people in our communities that look up to us, just like you. Just this right here, giving the information. There are people that's going to tune in and tap into this that need this information to be able to say, oh, okay, this is how I do that. This is how I do that. They don't know. We open books. This is a great thing you're doing because we can't service everybody. Yeah, like you said, like, it's so many people that used to be in my DMs that asking me questions, and our people feel like if we not responsive, they take it personal. So I started having classes. This is how my classes started. Right, you know what, I'm going to have a class. I have one class, it's 30, 40 people, I answer questions. Then the second class is 200 people. Next thing I know, it's 3,000 people in my class. You were there.
Yeah, of course.
There's 3,000 people in the class, and it's like a concert. You know what I mean? So, you know, when you got guys like us that are willing to share information, the last thing you want to do is look at us in a negative light. You know what I mean? You're going to hear negative stuff about everybody. Somebody's going to have a bad experience with everybody. But for the most part, take what you can get from that person and apply it and keep it moving. You know, you got to have your own opinion, your own experience with somebody. I say that to people all the time. Like with us, like nobody, you know, everybody I meet is his brother. Or, yo, yeah, my man, when they start that, my man is such and such, I already know what they talking about. And the second they say him, this how I calm them down. FaceTime them. If they can't FaceTime him or call him, I'm like, you want me to call him? Because that's my man, you know what I mean? But it's a good thing. You know, so many people speak highly of you in this town, man, and by the grace of God, man, that the stars lined up, that like how we met was just weird. Like he hit me like, yo, you at Zanzibar? I'm like, yeah, and I'm with everybody. Like, yeah, come on down, meet me down here. He walks in, I'm thinking he's just a guy we meeting up. He like, yo, I'm the owner, and this is like my favorite restaurant. You know what I mean? And I never even thought I would meet the owner. That just was my spot. And then for you to be the owner and us to end up like brothers, and then other people from my city that he knew, that we all verified who each other was, and it was like, you know, I met a lot of people in my travels, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, I never met a person like you that remind me so much of me. Like, we give each other. We don't hide nothing from each other. We're not trying to get over on each other. You always straightforward with me. Whatever you bring, deals or whatever to the table, I'm always straightforward with you. Whatever we can do, we're not all trying to do each other. You invite me to your home, I invite you into my home. Like man, and I'm gonna be honest, I meet thousands and thousands of people, man. And I've never met a person like you. You know what I mean? That I just met, that I feel comfortable with, that I can just I can lean on you for real. For a lot of times, you don't even know when I'm spilling stuff. I'm kind of leaning on you, and I take everything that you say to heart, and I try to apply it, because I know the way you are. You a stickler for things. You know what I mean? And you accurate on what you do. You make super calculated moves, but sometimes I'm just running. You know what I mean? So sometimes I reference some of the stuff that you say, man. I did want to say I appreciate you as a brother, though. For real, I wanted to say that to you.
Yeah. So I talked about, we're going to talk more about your history, your upbringing on True American Hustlers, right? But just because we're talking about real estate and investments and business, let's talk just a little bit about how you even got started on the real estate path. Because everybody trying to start. They trying to figure out how to start and, you know, where who to start with and what process and which of the 1,000 ways to make money in real estate. So what was your first transaction? Tell us a
My first real estate transaction was more or less like a wholesale deal. But, you know, we didn't have a name.
Yeah, it wasn't wholesale.
No, we was just like
new.
Buying something. So this is what separates us from guys that are doing wholesaling. In our era, I had to track down the owner, knock on the door, have a bag of money, have the deed, have my wife at the time who was a notary, and I was willing to accept all the debt. Remember, we used to buy properties with debt on them.
Of course.
It wasn't title insurance and all that, so we would buy properties with debt on them. So this is how I started off. I actually bought a piece of property for about $5,000,
But what made you buy that property? What I mean, you just woke up one day.
I'm gonna tell you what made me buy the property.
Okay.
Well, the same thing that made us all buy properties. Old heads used to say, "Y'all better do something with that money."
Oh, so that was the reason.
Yeah. That was it.
Was in your ear telling you to buy some
older guys that came before me that had money and was in the streets. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm 3 generations hustler. You know what I mean? My grandparents hustled, my parents hustled, and then I hustled.
Right.
And just truth be told, as I was hustling, I'm a big person on watching other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I never smoke weed, you know what I mean, and all that, because just certain stuff I seen other people go through, I just didn't do things. So I learned from other people's mistakes, and truth be told, like all I always just say, buy something. And I had bought something, even though I was still in the streets. I had bought a piece of property, $5,000, let it sit there. Then I would try to fix it and fix the little plumbing and stuff. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And then a realtor came.
What year was that? Give us an idea.
Dang, what year was that? 01, 05? What's this? No, I'm longer than 15 years in the game. It's 20. I'm 18. I'm going on 18 years. I've been doing this since I was 27. I'm 45. So this year to be almost 19 years. That was about 01, 02, right? Maybe like 02, something like that.
Okay.
02, because I got videos from like 03, 04, and I old videos on YouTube.
All right.
So, I'm gonna tell you about that too. So make a long story short, probably about 02. Let's call it 02, going into 03.
All right.
And I never forget, I had met this realtor, man, and he was new to the neighborhood, new to the community, but he kind of knew. You know what I mean? He knew. And I was his first client, his first real client. And he said, I kept saying, man, listen, I want to sell this house. He said, how much? I said, I want 103 for it. He's like, you're not gonna get 100. I put it at 103.
Okay.
So put it at 103. He put a sign up. I said, take the sign down. He took the sign down. I said, listen on the MLS. 2 weeks, I got a potential buyer, 75,000.
Okay. You sold it for 75.
I took it.
All right. How much did you have in it total?
About $8,000.
Okay. How long did you keep it?
Well, I had it for years. I didn't know what to do.
Oh, okay.
I had it for about 3 years, 4 years before I sold it.
Okay.
So he comes to me, and I'm trying to fix all kind of things. I don't know what I'm doing. And then one day he just says, why don't you sell it as is? I said, as is? He said, yeah. I said, I can sell this property. Like, he said, yeah, just list it as is. And they wanted a credit, give him a couple bucks back.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do it. List it for 103, put the sign up. All my neighbors, you're selling the house, you're going to get 100,000. You're not going to get 100,000.
Right.
I said, man, take the sign down. But he kept it on the MLS. Sold a house. I got a bite in a week.
Okay.
I sold it for $75,000, right?
All right.
I bought every house I could in my neighborhood for
when you got that check, your mindset was, because I got a
it was over.
My story was very similar.
When I got that check, I said to myself,
the streets
why
is
would I
over,
risk my life another day? It's over.
Yeah.
Like it was over. Like it was literally over. Like when I seen that check, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I turned 5,000 to 75,000, and I ain't had to do nothing for it. Even though we know it's work now, but it seemed like it wasn't work compared to the last job. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I said, I'll never forget, bro. I took that check, and nobody knew I sold the house because I took the sign down.
Yeah.
I bought every house I could in my community. 6,000, 7,000, 5,000, 8,000.
Yeah.
And I was posting, man. Before I knew it, when I was 28 years old, I was making $150,000 a month.
Yeah.
Just flipping houses, right? Then at my, of course, I balled that money out of control.
Yeah.
Spinning it up.
Right.
And then the market tanked. So when you in a legitimate business, you think there's no drought. You think that, I'm legit now. This money's going to come.
So that was like 2008, 2009.
2008, the market tanked, bro.
But you had a good run for like 6-7 years.
It took me 2 years to go broke.
Okay.
Right? It took me 2 years to go. The banks weren't lending. It was craziness. And in 2 years, I remember, I thought I was broke. So let me tell you how I learned the value of an asset.
Yeah.
And equity. So I had bought all these houses for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. The banks wasn't lending. I couldn't flip no more, so I thought I was broke. And I never forget, man, I was in the bathroom one day, and I was in the mirror, and I was like, you started with nothing. That's what I said to myself. I'm like, you started with nothing. So even though I took the hits I took, I had more than where I started at. And I started getting these letters. Same letters y'all getting right now for y'all abandoned homes. I started getting these letters, so our ignorance. Throwing it out. And I never forget, I said, let me call this guy one day. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm interested in this property. I said, well, make me an offer. And he was like, 80,000. I'm like, oh, this is a joke. I paid 3,000 for this house. Hang up on him. So I started getting more frequent. I'm like, at the time I had moved to Florida. I thought I was losing everything. I moved to an apartment in Florida.
Right.
It was crazy. And I flew home. I never forget, I came home, bro, and all the seeds I had planted had sprouted up, bro. I was just looking. If you could kind of visualize that, I'm like, all these houses I own around here for $2,000 and $3,000, they going for $80,000. I never forget, I sold 2 raggedy houses I had, 2 for $40 each, and got 80,000. Bought a house around the corner from me for $12,000, put 50 in it, and sold it for $150. And them same houses I was buying, I sold for $75. I upped the comp again to $150. It was the first house in our area that sold for $150.
Now, were you rehabbing them?
Now I'm rehabbing.
Okay.
Right?
No, were you rehabbing them?
No.
You
This
didn't
the first
rehab
one I
any of them?
rehabbed.
Okay.
The first one I rehabbed, I went back and I bought it. No, the ones I was selling as is.
Okay.
Same $2,000-$3,000 house I was paying for, I was selling for 40 as is.
But at that point, during that 6-year run, were you renovating any of the properties?
No.
All right, you was just selling them
buying
all.
and selling, they
buying
know
and
how to
selling.
fix the house. You
Okay.
couldn't tell me you couldn't tell me
Okay.
to fix. You couldn't. Not mean you go back
Yeah,
and try to
yeah,
convince me.
yeah.
No, you couldn't convince me to fix nothing
Right,
at that
right,
time.
right.
I was
Okay.
rolling.
Yeah.
So once I got in the mix and I'm flipping them, I go back. I lose everything. We go back. Now I buy a house for like $12,000, $15,000, and then I put about 50 in it, and I sold it for $150,000, and my neighborhood went crazy. All investors, because they looking now, MLS, they coming. So now I'm selling for $150 today. The same block, $325, $350, the same block. So mind you, I said I was buying this house for $3,000.
Yeah, of course.
Same as EC. Then I started selling them as is for $40. Same as EC.
Right.
It's only a matter of time
Right.
that they get there. You talking about, I'm selling 700, 800, maybe 1,000 square foot houses, 3-bedroom, single, family.
Right.
Opposed to being in an area like Cleveland where you got a 2,800 square foot 2-family. Nobody can tell me they ain't gonna be at $250,000 in 5 minutes. It's inevitable. It's gotta happen. Think about it. The rents at low end right now is $650, right? $650. You're getting $1,300 a month, right? Rent for a property that you could be all in $60,000, tenant occupied, right? What happens when the cost of living goes up in Cleveland? Those apartments are $1,500 a piece.
Yeah, that's how
it's gonna happen.
That's how it go.
It's gonna happen. It's only a matter of time. It's gonna spread from this neighborhood to this neighborhood. Because as things start to get saturated, people start to move. You know what I mean? Then you got guys like us where we not waiting for it to move from one side to the other side. We on this side, and it's coming from this side, so it's gonna happen faster because we gonna bridge and it's gonna meet in the middle. But the thing is, you know, at the way we running and the people that we bringing in, you know what I mean? It'll stay diversified. You know what I'm saying? It'll stay diversified, and we appeal to the minority investor. You know what I mean? Because we not fluffing it. Like, yo, you can get a house, $20,000, you can get a duplex. That's unheard of anywhere in the United States but here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a couple cities still like that,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but they're below this market, even below.
Like
Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, Beaver Falls, Rochester,
Albany,
Cleveland, Carolina, right? Something, Alabama, of course, right? But it's very rare that you can come to a major city, and we're considered a major metropolitan area because we have 3 sports teams. We have everything that you would consider that a major city has, and we on the water.
People don't know that. Lake Erie is here. They on the water. Cleveland is a beautiful city. People are sleeping on it. I'm telling you.
Other than the cold, but
that's it.
That's debatable.
They say God don't like Cleveland.
Yeah, some people like that cold. Some people like that cold. So no, that's a good story. But I want to talk about my very, very similar story real quick, where the people can understand that that's the similarity is crazy. I was in the streets, right, and the dude that I was doing business with, I'm calling, like beeping him, come meet me here, and I would pull up to holler at him and like, who house is this? He in there, crew working. Who crib is this? Oh, this one of mine. This dude was like on like 2-3 years older than me, and I'm gonna mention his name, Pook. We gonna say Pook. I ain't gonna say his government name, but we gonna say he know who he is, right? People know the name. So he 2-3 years. He was like my OG in the streets, and we went over to the house, and I'm like, this is mine. What do you mean it's yours? I'm like 18, 19. What you mean it's yours? It's mine, bro. You own real estate? Yeah, I own real estate. All right, man, let me get that. I'm gone. Yeah. I roll, right? A week later, I go to holler at him again. He sent me another address. I pull up over there. He like, who house is this? Oh, this is another one of mine. What are you talking about, man? You own this too? He like, man, this is what you need to be doing with your money. I said, all right, man, let me get this. I'm gone, right? I think I was 18 at the time. So sometime I turned 19, and the dude, my same age. So he wasn't a couple years, you look at dude 3 years older, he had more money, he OG. Dude my age, now he my peer, right? So I'm rolling with him, man, run over here with me, East Cleveland, off Shaw. Right. He take me down Shaw, make a right up in the cut. He like, hold on, I'll be right back. So I'm sitting in the car, man, what's up, man? You taking me on runs? He like, no, these legitimate runs. What you mean? I'm collecting rent. Rent from where? He like, this apartment building. Man, what are you talking about? Yeah. Man, this is my apartment building. Me and my man just bought this. Oh man, drop me off. Drop me off. Look, drop me off in my car where I can get to my other dude to get to the real estate office ASAP. Because when the older dude said it, I'm like, it opened my eyes, but I wasn't on it. But a dude my age, I was like, right then and there, my man took me to the real estate office, walked me in, introduced me to the realtor and said, hey, this is my young dude. He want to buy real estate. Within 2 weeks later, I bought my first property, $6,500 on 104th and Union.
That's what's up.
Back then, no Home Depot, no Lowe's. Right. I went to DIY, do it yourself. You remember that?
Yeah.
DIY before Home Depot and Lowe's. I walked in, no YouTube, Google. They had a section of magazines and videotapes. Bob Vila, bathrooms and kitchens. Yeah. Bob Vila, roofs or whatever, right? So I grabbed the book, I grabbed the VHS tape. I went and put it in the VCR, watched it, wrote it down. I went back to DIY, grabbed my cart, and grabbed every tool he said I needed. Yeah. So at that time, I owned my house. I bought a house, 2-family, financed it. That was the first house I bought, regular traditional bank stuff when I was 19, right? I tore my kitchen up. And I rebuilt it off the book and the VHS tapes.
Right.
And I said, okay, now I'm a kitchen. I'm a master kitchen renovator, right? Then I tore my bathroom up. Now I'm a bathroom renovator. Yeah. Then I went to the house that I bought and did the kitchen and the bathroom.
That's crazy.
Make a long story short, I rehabbed 80% of the house myself first time, sold it within 2 weeks as I hit the market, 65 grand, got the check. At that time, my son's mother was staying with me, went to the house, and laid it on the, I think we stared at this check for about 24 hours.
Yeah.
I don't think we moved off the couch.
That's crazy.
And I said, this is the easiest money I ever made. It was the safest money I ever made.
Snored the
It was
same
the
night.
best money I ever made. Why in the hell would I ever go to the streets?
Yeah.
And that was the last time I ever went to the streets.
That's
for
the
real.
truth.
So
that's
the same story. And I went down my road.
Yeah.
So that's
you know what's sad though? Because when people still in the streets see guys like us, and then people under them take pride or admire us and try to show, they try to discourage them.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
Yeah, of course.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that need to be spoken upon too. Like, there's no way you could be in the streets, because I come from the streets and I know what it takes. Yeah. I know what you into. There's no way you could be in the streets and see a legitimate dude and say anything negative. You don't even have the rights to speak on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't even have the rights to speak on it. It's no different. We had this conversation, right? And, you see the... white people killing black people and it's Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
The police is killing these black people and it's Black Lives Matters. But you can know little JJ killed little Ryan down the street. You know JJ live here. You ain't gonna march and protest. Black lives don't matter with that shit. Excuse me, black lives don't matter with that. You understand what I'm saying? So we gotta start our mind, man. We've been tricked, man, and manipulated mentally, man, to believe that some stuff is just crazy. We had a deep conversation about that, like, just coming from where we come from, you wouldn't dare, he killed this person, but not only would you not snitch, you wouldn't dare say nothing or speak out about it. You wouldn't protest in front of his door. You know he lived right up the street. But the second another race or nationality bring harm to us, we want to protest, we want to march, like we got to live it every single day.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to, we don't, like, guys like us don't think that we don't got no problem sharing where we come from, because you know why? It's imperative that we share where we come from, so the people that are where we were can get to where we are now. You understand what I'm saying? And it's that's why guys like us are connected. But to sit back and watch a guy that's still in the street and somebody say, "Yo, man, look at this guy, 3 Black Knights, man. Oh man, he this," like you don't even have the authority. You know what I mean, to speak upon something until you yourself are doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy, but they got so much influence on a person that then this person may walk out and lose his life. You know what I mean? Now you're responsible for that person's life when you could, you know what? Your little guy can bring some information back that can save all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I see stuff like that, bro, it bothers me, and I'm like, wow, because I see dudes like us that's willing to we give you, nobody gave us nothing. Nobody gave us. You had an old head that told you some stuff. I had an old head that told me some stuff. But even I'm quite sure you took it to a level way past. And I took it to a level way past my OGs.
They didn't even understand the knowledge that they was giving us.
They didn't understand
it.
They didn't understand the trust that we had in them. Because the little piece that they was doing was magnified to us. So we wanted to be just as big as them or bigger than them.
And that's how it's supposed to go.
That's how it's supposed to go.
The ones that follow behind you supposed to take the baton and go to the next level.
Man, I have so many people, bro. in my camp, man, is one kid named Jahad. He's Hyde the Billionaire on Instagram, yo. I took this kid from college, put him up under me, put him on my platform, taught this kid everything, showed him how he saw it firsthand. Out of all the people I had around me, bro, and I probably had hundreds at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
This kid took it and is running at such a high level that I can't do nothing but smile. You know what I mean? When I call him, I'm like, yo, keep going, try this, try it. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. Like you said, when you're a good teacher, you can see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can see other guys. I can see, when I come to any of your establishments, I see guys working like, I see you in them. I see stuff that they know they could, that they have to do because you ain't going to settle for less. You understand what I'm saying? Every time I come to something of yours, it's you. Whether you there or not, I be showing up like, it's all king, man. You know what I mean? The way their demeanor, the way they handle me when you not there. If I beat you there or whatever the case may be, or if you not even showing up, they handle me the same way you would when Q or even the staff, when they would see me, they would recognize, hey, you all right? You boom, boom. They would handle me the same way you would, and that speaks volumes because good quality people, for people to treat your customers and your clientele the way you would when you're not there, that's rare.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, which is a very hard thing to do in that restaurant.
We
had that conversation. That's a love-hate relationship for me, without a doubt. But I wanted to speak on something else that you had just said, and my son will verify this. He'll tell you, since he can remember, I always beat in both of my sons' head. Getting to my level, man, if you just got to my level, I would be turning over in my grave. I'm not satisfied. If you don't take what I've built and build on top of it, man, you wasted a lot of time.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? So that's the purpose, man. What we believe in, that our kids supposed to take it to another level, not necessarily in the same lane that we're doing, because we want them to follow their heart and their passion, because they can go on something that we never even thought about. Technology, science, or whatever, and turn the little things that we have now into a whole nother level, and that's what it's supposed to be about. So that's good info for sure, man, for the people, and for that story, that our stories are very similar because I'm meeting them guys all the time. But I want to talk about that. It's funny that last year, I think that was about a year and a half ago, that I came to you and I said, bro, you don't never hear your name connected to the streets, because in Cleveland, I'm in a different city. I'm not really familiar with the Philly city, even though it's a metropolitan city also, like ours, is closer to that East Coast. So it moves a faster pace than us. But, I said, man, why, because I'm always hearing my name. When I bought that Rolls Royce Cullinan here in Cleveland 2 years ago, I'd always, at least once a year, I heard my name connected to the streets, right? One of my dudes would call, man, I just got into this argument at the barbershop, man. These dudes swear you in the streets.
Somebody told me you was locked up, and I said, I was just in the crib last night. The boy, I know he locked up. I said, I was just with him 2 hours ago. He ain't locked up. You know what I mean?
Man, I started getting calls from all around. And once my family started calling me with true concern, not just nosy curious, when I had family members from Atlanta, Florida, calling me like, you all right? What's up? I'm like, oh, you heard that there? You heard that? And here?
In the beginning, I got that in the beginning because what happens is, truth be told, bro, like it's only one way we supposed to have this. You ain't playing ball. You ain't rapping. You got to be hustling. There's no way in the world you a businessman. You mean to tell me you're a legitimate business? Where your briefcase at? Where your suit at? You understand?
Why you dress like that? Right.
You know what I mean? So the crazy thing is, like you said, we had that conversation, and I said, bro, the reason I don't go through that no more, because they see every day what it is I do, how I get my money. And I said, bro, just show them. Because you doing them, honestly, you doing them a disservice not showing them. But coming from what we come from, it ain't supposed to be displayed. So we had to get over our brain, us being brainwashed, and our mindset. Oh, don't put nothing in your name. Don't do this. Don't do that. And it's weird. You know what I mean? It's weird because now you look up, it's guys that are in their 50s, 60s that technically don't exist.
I know.
They don't exist in this world.
With it right
you understand what I'm saying? So when we had that conversation, I said, bro, not only did you dead the bull crap, you enlightened and woke up other dudes and showed them that it was possible.
And that was important.
That's what me and you talked about. That was the important part, because it's like, let me tell you why I made my page public. Because I knew it was dudes that didn't like me, that hated on me, that needed the information.
Yeah.
And I saved their life anyway.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what made me make my page public. I know you don't like me, but guess what? I know you need this information.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to bless you anyway. I'm going to teach you the way out. I'm going to show you how to get out and not have to worry about nothing. Like you said, like when I come to your home, beautiful home, family, you comfortable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody good. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't have to worry about the day-to-day nonsense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing, man.
I remember the day that we had the conversation. The next morning, I woke up with that on my mind. Yeah. And literally, before I even got out of bed, I grabbed my phone and started a personal IG account.
Right.
And not only because it wasn't just to put the fire out of the haters, the ones that, the small-minded, narrow-minded individuals that the only thing they can connect me with, this guy driving this, he doing this, and which is crazy because at that point, I had Zanzibar and Angie's and Jezebel's open for 6 years.
Right.
I didn't deserve to drive this type of, I didn't deserve to live in this type of house. Do you think I'm in here playing?
Yeah.
When you come in my restaurant, might be the one serving your table. I might be the one carrying your food to your table. You think this is for show? I'm working 100+ hours a week in this. So that was good for me to do that too, to expose people. But the most important thing, what you said, is to inspire others, right? For them to see it, and our stories are a little different. Total, I got almost 15 years in prison, in and out, right? 2 state numbers and a federal number. So a lot of the guys, you know, that's a whole nother a life in a city within itself, because guys that's been in prison with you, they connected to the streets, so they on the phone telling, dude, oh yeah, he was in here with me, you know this and that, right? And dude, when they get out, they want to connect and all this, so it's very hard. And one of the things that hurt me, even having the thought that it do, because I used to go to prisons and speak all the time. Prisons I was in, the ones that I wasn't.
I be going to prisons all the time too.
So one of the things that really got under my skin, can I imagine a guy that I connected with in prison, right? Went back to speak to, talked to him, he seen the inspiration, and he come out and say, I'm about to do what Akeem doing, and his boys be like, man, Akeem in the street. I don't know what you thought, man. Man, that dude, and then he'd be like, what? Oh man, that was a, you know what I mean? This ain't real. I might as well do what I've been doing. So the thought of that was another reason I try to stay up on top of the social media and motivate others as much as I can, because it can work. Because it worked for me.
It works.
You know, I seen somebody doing it and I was inspired. You know what I mean? I'm inspired by you. When I see you making certain moves, when I just see random people, I don't have to know that individual. I'm inspired. You know, I see the brother Deion Taylor, the director. So I told my family a couple of weeks ago, I'm retiring at 50 next year, right? I'm going to film school.
That's it, bro.
That's what I'm going to do, seriously.
And make it happen.
Because I'm inspired by a guy, Deion Taylor. I don't know. I just know him from social media, watching his movies. Like, he can do that. And he tell a little bit about his story. He had no formal training, just started making movies. I just took 20 people last night to his movie, Fatal. You know what I mean? To go support it. So that's we all can be inspired, right? And we should be inspired by somebody. Don't never think that we at the top.
Let me tell you what happened to me last week. I'm with a kid, runway billionaire, right? He on Instagram. He going off, right? He from my city. We end up doing the same event in Vegas. I didn't even know he was on it. We end up doing the same event in Vegas. Meet up out Vegas. I pop up out Vegas. He there. So we just start talking, and I'm like, man, I met this guy. He got the they own a Rolls Royce dealership out in Cleveland. So he like, He said, I said, man, I'm thinking about getting this car, but I'm thinking about renting them. And he was like, man, we renting cars. And he a kid to me. He like, look, so he give me the car, hook up how he renting them.
In Vegas. He's in Vegas.
No, he renting them in Philly. But he was in Vegas doing the event.
Okay.
So I got, we got luxury cars.
Yeah, of course.
I said, man, we barely drive. We barely drive. I'm right or wrong, right?
I swear.
We barely drive. So I said, man, I want to be able to rent these cars so they can pay for themselves. And then a kid, he showed me the whole layout of how to do it. So when I went in the car dealership with the intent on getting a car, I ended up getting 2. Because now my mindset because he motivated me to get the cars to rent them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, now I'm thinking about getting the bolts and renting them, everything, because he done put me up on game. But like you said, you can be motivated, you can learn from just about anybody, but you got to be receptive.
You got to be open.
You got to be open. You got to be receptive. I can't be here. Me and you done had some conversation where you told me what you was doing, I told you what I was doing, but it was never we was trying to outdo each other. I'm like, yeah, bro, because I'm telling you, I got the commercial dress. I got like, oh, I got this, and this. Like, no, but look, boom, boom, and we really building off each other.
It's crazy.
And it was never competition. Right, you know what I mean? So
it's crazy that you just said that. So when I first started buying my luxury cars, just a small, just Mercedes Range Rover, right? My brother-in-law had a transportation company. Okay. So he was doing proms. Gotcha. So when I started buying the luxury cars, he said, man, you know, I can do more on some people don't want limo. Right. They want just a S550, a 750, or Range Rover. Yeah. I said, all right. So he started, you know, getting the cars, renting. I wake up in the morning, I have some cash in the ashtray, right? Exactly. I'm like, I kind of like this. But eventually he kind of got out the business. So we was just in Houston probably like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And some cats that was with us, we went to go rent cars, but they had got on the website, Toro. It's Toro.
That's
exactly.
Where I'm going.
Right. It's funny,
that's
right?
Where I'm going at.
So when he pulled up to the hotel in this 10-year-old Porsche,
ain't
I'm
that
like,
crazy?
What would you pay for that? He's like, it's $600 a day. Like,
ain't that
what?
crazy?
$600 a day.
Yeah, bro.
Is Toro in Cleveland? Because I'm gonna start renting my stuff out in the city.
That's
Because
again,
we don't drive them.
Yeah.
I drive my F-250 mostly every day, and the other
I'm in my Escalade.
Right, just sit. So but it's funny. A true hustler. That's why I always explain to people too, man. It was a difference between a drug dealer and a hustler. Yeah, it's a difference. Yeah. Drug dealers sell drugs.
It's three levels.
And
though.
That's it.
It's a drug dealer, right? Who only know how to sell drugs. Yeah. It's a hustler that can hustle anything, and it's a businessman. The difference between being a hustler and being a businessman is every hustle burn out. If you do good business, you'll have repeat business. That's what I learned. That's what I had to separate myself from being a hustler and a businessman, because think about all the hustles we had. We hustle until they burn out.
I've had too many.
But once you become a businessman and you in this lane and you open it up, you do good business, you'll get repeat business. Of course. So I'm with you.
The difference though, we businessmen with a hustler mentality. And that's the difference. And that's what we are, because we're always, I can't walk in a business or see a business and automatically start calculating their numbers. Literally, the first time I walked in this community radio station, non-for-profit, I said, man, I wonder how much money they could make if I bought this or if I did this. It's just what I do. I'm always on it. So when I seen dude renting out the 10-year-old Porsche for $700, $600,
it was on.
I don't know, if I just rent mine now per day, boom, 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 you know, how can you not? It only makes sense.
Somebody told me I can get $1,500 a day for one of my cars. I'm like, a day? And now they think, so if you just rent them out 1 or 2 days, you could pay the payment. I'm thinking 30 days. I'm thinking if I add 3 more days to the month, how much money I can get.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. For real, bro.
Straight
Without
up.
a doubt. So, that's good info, man. What strategy or advice you would give somebody that's trying to get into the real estate game on our side? Because like we both admitted, it's 1,000 ways to get money in real estate. This is not for a real estate agent. This is not for a broker. This is for somebody that want to follow our path right now. Right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. So the way we came up, real estate changed every 6 months right now. I know you making your adjustments every 6 months. Of course. I'm making my adjustments every 6 months. So the way I've been teaching my new classes, my new one-on-ones, I've been teaching them debt-free. So in a market like this right now, I'm basically just teaching them how to get in and get out. Nobody's really paying rent due to the COVID. I'm just like to be honest. You know what I mean? So for a lot of people that's doing the BRRRR method, they getting caught up. They getting jammed up. You know, whether they want to admit it or not. It's only select few guys like us that actually own this stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of them are so far in debt that they sinking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my stuff I'm trying to get rid of that I got debt on it now as we speak. But if I could teach them anything, man, just to get in, you can buy something and then you can resell it. You build your portfolio up. Now, this is what you do. If you got enough money where you can split the egg, you can buy something over here, you can hold it, sit on it. You can take this money over here and you can flip. You can flip, whether you buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. Every 3, you can put one over here. Buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, put another one over here. By the time the market shifts back to where everything is stable, you got 4 or 5 over here piled up and you still liquid on this end. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm teaching. Now, this has to be in a market like a Cleveland where you can do these things. You know, not a New York market where, the shell is $2 million. You know what I mean? Like not LA, you know, not Philadelphia really. When you dealing in if you could take $40,000 and get 2 properties anywhere, you flip one, you hold the other one. You do it again. You flip that, you hold the other one. By the time you look up, Now you flipping, once you master it, if you selling one a month, which we know that's like, people think that's a lot.
That's easy.
That's easy.
Yeah.
If you selling one a month, making $5,000 to $10,000, you making $10,000 profit off. Let's say five. You're making $60,000 a year, and you building a portfolio, and you don't have a mortgage.
Right.
You don't owe nobody. So guess what? If you don't feel like working next month, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to come outside.
Yeah.
That's the game. You know, I watched Grant Cardone, big fan of Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
And he probably one of the only guys that's doing it at that level that I respect. I just like him. You know, I like how he talk, I like how he act. He say stuff that I can't say. You know what I'm saying? So Grant Cardone teaches debt, and it bothered me because I'm a Grant fan. And Grant teaches big debt.
I don't like him.
Let me get it to it. Let me get to it though.
Okay. All right.
People sent us, I'm quite sure they sent you the clip. Grant said be 99.
Yeah.
He $900 million in debt.
Yeah.
But they didn't listen to the whole video. When I sat down and listened to the whole video that Grant said, yeah, you want to be in debt. He got on stage. He said, you know what people don't want to be in debt? People that don't want to work. I said, jackpot. There it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to work, Grant.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. So, I haven't seen that video.
So that's
but
what people kept saying. Gee, you preaching debt free, and Grant saying debt. But when I watched the whole video, Grant said, you know what people don't want to be in debt? People that don't want to work. Grant might not have had the same hardships. You understand? 3, 4, 5 generations that never had nothing.
Of course.
We've been working for 5 generations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's different. It's different for you just to get out. But you got 5 generations that's been working, never been debt free. Listen to me. And I'm going to say this. Then I could continue to be a Grant Cardone fan because you're absolutely right. I don't want to work. I'm quite sure these people that have been struggling all their life, they don't want to work. If I can kick back and have a positive residual coming in and be helping a family or helping another investor to live, so forth and so on, that is the game. That is wealth building.
Yeah, of course.
The wealthy of the wealthiest people, they make money in their sleep without having to go out and work. Look at Paris Hilton. They're an heiress. Their grandfather, great grandfather built the name that they still eating off of. You know what I mean? And they don't work. The Kardashians, they living. You know, even though they're building for
they took it to another level.
They took it to another level. They're not working. So you cannot tell somebody, oh, you gotta have debt. Debt is this, but you're not. You can't take. People do this so often, bro. You could speak for 3 minutes. They'll take something you said for 10 seconds and try to hold you to that. And they'll paste. They'll copy and paste this video with that. You cannot do that. Listen to what I said in that segment. So what I was listening to the entire segment, what I said, what I shared, and then you can dissect it. But when I watched, bro, and it took me months. People kept sending me the videos. So finally, I said, let me watch the whole video. Grant got on stage. You know what kind of people that don't want to be in debt? People that don't want to work. I said, that's it, bro. Because I'm teaching my people how to come back from the struggle. Not put you in it. Let me tell you something. If I put right now, everybody that's out there that's doing the burn method, right? You already maxed your equity out when you refi. You die today or tomorrow. You leaving your children, your wife, or your husband in tons of debt. Be real with yourself. Is that what you doing? Because if that's what you're doing, you just doing it for today. I put up a quote. I said, if you take the cash out over the annuity, you a fool. And so many people missed it. Basically what I was saying is, if you want to get a buck for today, instead of a little something for the rest of your life, you a fool. I'd rather go ahead, give me $5,000 a month for the rest of my life. You can keep the $300,000 a day, because I already know I'm gonna run through the $300,000.
Yeah, but that goes back to what you just said, and this is the problem. We both experienced this, and we're going to continue to experience it forever. We've been experiencing it when we talk to individuals, right? They think everything is for everybody, and at that time, everybody can't do what you do exactly how you doing it right now. You got to start to where you started at 25 years ago. Everybody can't do what I do today. I just literally, just like when you talked about Grant Cardone, and it's funny, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I never watched enough of him, and I never seen the video that you're referring to. But what I did see, I was watching him for a while, right? And I was listening to him. I'm like, okay, I like this dude. He got a lot of energy. You know, he on a different level than I am, right? So he's inspiring to me. But then he came on the video one day. I don't know if you've seen this. And he was at the Rolls Royce dealership. And no, he had a video. It specifically said the title was, "You a damn fool if you pay cash for this Rolls Royce or whatever it was, right? And I was like, damn, that was offensive because I just paid cash for mine, right? But again, everything is not for everybody. His strategy is different. Like you said, I was already on the path of not working.
Right.
I'm looking at the finish line, so I'm not trying to work anymore.
Right.
So for me, I want my money to work just for me. I don't want to work for the money anymore.
Exactly.
So now if I go get this car and I'm financing, I got to pay $6,000 a month. I'm like, damn, I got to grind on that because even though I got some residual coming in, if that stopped coming in, I got to work to commit to that $6,000. So I want to be in a situation I can just cut a check, and whether all my money stopped, I'm good. I can cash out whenever I want to. And that's what I try to tell people when people say, man, should I buy this? Listen, this is my strategy.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, you can't take what I'm doing now and apply it towards you unless you're in my exact same shoes.
Can't do it.
And you're not there. So, yes, at one point in time, I'm just like when people ask me about the real estate game, and I'm sure you can agree, that when they ask me certain questions, the first thing I say is, what's the end goal, right? Do you work? Are you leaving your corporate job? Are you planning on doing real estate full time?
If not, it's a hobby.
Exactly. If you're just looking for some side, because the strategy that I'm going to give somebody that's working a corporate job, punching in, right, got a retirement plan, got health care, and you don't want to leave that, I'm not going to give that to somebody that this is what they're willing to give their heart, soul, blood, and spirit to every day. Two different paths in life. So I'll be crazy to do that. So that's why I wanted to ask you, what game would you give people? But it all starts with, it depends on what they're at. What's the end goal of that?
So my guy over there, y'all can't see, is Breeze. He from the Chi out of Houston. So I wanted to say this. Even with him rolling with me, right? And I'm teaching him things.
Yeah.
He learning so much that he's running towards what he's geared towards.
Yes.
Where he's supposed to be at. He's setting his own strategy up. I'm laying the education out.
Yes.
So he said, you know what, I'm gonna go this route. He may go another route that I teach him, but he might double back to this.
Yeah.
I tell this all the time. I'm glad you brought it up. The reason why when people go to so many seminars and they go to they buy into all of this stuff and they pay for these packets.
Right.
The reason why only a small percentage of them come back is because everything's not for everybody.
Of course.
This business is tailor-made.
Yeah.
When I teach and when I step on stage and you saw me, I teach so many different things that I'm catching a corporate person, a street person. He got an 800 credit score. He got $300,000 cash. I'm giving out so much that this is dropping on the ears that it need to drop onto.
Yeah.
And I'm not handing out pamphlets. I'm spilling information and people are jotting it down and they're able to say, oh, this is my lane. Okay, I got a 500 credit score. I got to go to this person. I got to go to that person.
Yeah.
G said do this. G said do that. So that's the thing. These people giving out information, bro, and it's like, it's not going to work for everybody. You give out a pamphlet and say, oh yeah, you got to pay $5,000 to get through that door. You got to pay $8,000 to get through that door. Bro, just give up the information and let people knock on whatever door that they need to knock on. And if it's somebody behind that door that's going to charge them a fee, then they'll get to that point when they get to it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, man, are selling this information. It's weird because a lot of people are selling information that they have not even applied. And
or applied one time. And didn't do it successfully.
Nah.
Right.
And I sit back and I watch it. And what people don't understand is you got to teach from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Because when people just teach, oh, you could do this and do that and do that, do that, they're not teaching you the things that go wrong, the bumps and the bruises. You know what I mean? I lost millions in this game. You lost money in this game. You know what I'm saying? So to look up and to see the path that so many people are taking, and it's just like, wow, and you sit back and you doing things. Like I just had a phone call with a lady today on the phone, and she's like, I follow so many people, this and that, G, and you started so much and this and that. I said, but at the end of the day, I'm one of the only ones that actually got something to sell them. So when they get all the education, and you learn how to do this and do that and get this and get that, you still got to come through here to get something. You know what I mean? Because it's only select few of us that are really genuinely doing it and not knocking the guys that are providing information education because some people, everybody needs the information education and everybody has their own fan base. Like some people think Jay-Z won, some people think Nas won.
Of course.
You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with that.
It's the church theory, right? When people go to church every Sunday and the preacher has this spiel, right? It ain't gonna touch everybody in the church house every Sunday, but the ones, if it touch 5% of them, they're gonna be like, 5% of the people in that audience be like, he was talking directly to me. The other 95%, he didn't touch me today, but keep coming back, and one day he gonna touch you, right? Exactly. But that's the mindset. So one of our acquaintances, Beyond Win, I participated in one of his. Well, I didn't participate. I just actually went and put my eyes on one of his programs maybe about a month ago, and there was one thing that he specifically, which I love, kept beating over his participants' heads. Right, y'all giving y'all money to these different individual people,
right?
And all y'all doing, y'all research is all based on social media.
Social media.
That's it. This individual, because I see it all the time. I got family that's done it. I got friends that've done it. They did one deal and didn't do it successfully, and now they are a real estate guru.
They're real estate guru.
Just off social media. So
I have people come to my class on Monday.
right.
And next Friday they teach the class. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's how
it's insane.
It's a fad, man. It's a fad, but Beyond solid.
Yeah.
He's
He gonna get the real deal, but he has his strat, which is different from mine and yours. When I first met Beyond, I heard about Beyond, and I started following him on social media because he was here in Cleveland because people mentioned his name. But when we first talked, he said, "Man, I'm gonna come and holler at you." And when we got to, he like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing the same thing you doing. I'm flipping houses, renovate." He like, "I don't do that. I don't renovate and sell to homeowners." I said, "You don't?" And he started giving me his name, but he pulled up in his black Benz. I got mine. I'm like, well, whatever you're doing is right. But the more we talked, we found out we have different strategies.
But
and it works. That's the key, man. Everybody's trying to do what everybody. I'm going to take a little bit out yours and apply it to mine. You take a little bit out of mine and apply to yours. We take a little out of Beyond. We take a little out of Cordon. We take a little bit out of Billion Dude. And that's the key, man, because that's the game. That's how it's supposed to go. But, we're built based on our experiences and what we can do and what we're interested in. Because everybody ain't trying to do what they don't understand. I literally used to get my hands dirty. Right. I used to put in tile, ceramic tile. I laid floor. I hung kitchen cabinets. I actually did that. I enjoyed it. My son will tell you I had him doing electrical and plumbing when he was 13, 14. Come on over here. We turn into music. We go in the house after all the other contractors leave at 11. You work on all the switches.
We get busy.
Lead the 3 ways and the 4 ways to me. Yeah. You do the plumbing. You help me with the ceramic tile. You come hold this. We put closets together and everything. Yeah. So a lot of people ain't gonna do that. So I'm not gonna try to give them the game to do that because you can't wake up one day and do this.
Man, me and Nikki used to be in these houses, bro.
Okay.
Like no lie, me and my wife used to be. Man, listen. The reason I think I'm so successful in this business and I know it all from like you because I've been hands on from day one.
Yes.
My wife was a notary. My wife was a realtor.
Yeah.
My wife did conveyancing for the title. Like when we first was rolling, like my wife used to research and find out any debt was on the building. So now it's second nature when somebody call. The level of experience that we have. That's why when we sharing it, we put our people so far ahead of the game because don't do this, and this. Why, G? Because this gonna happen. Like man, when I started getting on the whiteboard and explaining the Burr method and saying, listen to me, think about it. If you refi this house and you pull out $200,000, right? You make it $1,500 a month. Your mortgage payment is $1,000. You got $500 positive cash flow, right? I said, do that times 10. You make it $5,000 a month, but you're $2 million in debt. Do you want to be $2 million in debt to make $5,000 a month? So let me get this straight. So okay, that's $60,000 a year. You got 10 houses. If you know how much maintenance goes on in 10 houses in 12 months, without a doubt. But it's sad that people that's teaching these methods are cool with just teaching them and not telling people like that's just not. That was the wave to get in the game at one point. Yeah, things changed. It's different now. You know what I mean? You gotta push the 3-point line back now because it's too easy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So people don't understand that. And then moving forward in business, when things change, you have to be able to make the necessary adjustments. And I think that's what they see us do. And that's why we continue to elevate. Okay, Keen over here, you got the restaurant. Okay, bro, I see you. Okay, bro, done bought the bank. Okay, bro, you bought the bank. Bro, done bought the strip mall. Hey, bro, come on, bro, what you doing over there? You know what I'm saying? But you making the necessary adjustments and you going this way. And the dope part about it is people don't even understand. And this is the level that they don't even know we on yet. Like, you ain't even dealing with the banks. Yeah.
Well, I gotta update you.
All right, give it to me.
I gotta tell you a story, right?
Give it to me.
So up until this year, I owned everything free and clear. Never financed a investment property in my life.
Right.
Well, I'm not gonna say in my life because 20 plus years ago, I refinanced the property.
Okay.
One of my dudes, he had just got into mortgage lending, right? One of my best friends, still to this day. I bought the building, Carolinas, Juvade, people know it here in Cleveland, cash.
Okay.
I sold my stores, bought this building. Now my dude, he was new in the mortgage. He like, man, why don't you refinance this joint? I'm like, for what?
Right.
What I got to refinance? Man, you can get this. I can pull you this and get you a great rate, and you can take that money and do some other things. I'm like, man. So it was half of looking out for him, because it would be at that point the biggest refinance that he had ever did. He had just got started, and he had never refinanced a commercial deal.
Gotcha.
So he wanted to use me as the test dummy, and I was like, that's fine. But once he said it and showed me the rate, I said, okay, I can take that money and do some other things
and
with it,
and
right?
the restaurant could pay for it.
Yeah. So I refinanced the building. So that was then 20 plus years ago. I left. I went to prison.
Right.
I got caught with a gun. As a convicted felon, you can't carry a gun. So I had to go to prison. At that time, I had the building that was refinanced, right? The restaurant was paying for it. I had a BMW, I had an Escalade, and I had a bike. I did 5.5 years. When I came home, everything was gone. I lost it all, period.
Right.
Literally, came home, damn near on my mother's couch again. Had to start all over again. So I said, during that time, I re-educated myself in terms of doing it debt-free.
Right.
Right? I read some books, that a light bulb that went off, and obviously I learned from my personal experience because I lost everything. And the old head that I was dealing with out of Detroit named Mays was giving me the game. He said, bro, as long as you're in debt, you really don't own it. You understand that, right? You just own the title. You know, the lien holder, first lien holder is who's carrying that note.
Exactly.
And I didn't really understand that. I'm like, damn, but it's in my name. He said, stop paying on it.
See what happens. See how much you own it.
See what happens. Stop paying your taxes and see what happens. I said, damn, man, how can I don't want to do that again. So I came home and I said, I'm just going to start the grassroots approach. I started different hustles, you know, legal, 100% legal hustles, built up, opened up my restaurant, took every dollar I had, opened up another restaurant, took every dollar and started on the real estate journey. So before I knew it, I owned everything. So make a long story short, to get to this year, I had 2 apartment buildings, twins, 6-suiters apiece. And
you took me back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. I had the mental health facility in one, right? And I never rehabbed the other one. So another individual we know, Rico.
Oh, yeah.
Good dude. You know, he had approached me, said, man, I got a guy from Colorado in. He looking for some commercial real estate. Yeah. You know, I'm like, cool. Anything, you know, I'll sell anything at the right price, but it's not for sale. So he likes, you know, tell me some of the things that you will sell. So I told him about the buildings. He said, all right, meet us over there. I met him over there. The guy seen him. I said, what's the numbers? He said, well, what's the price? I gave him the price. He said, I want him. I'm like, all right, you sure? All right, when you want to do it? Monday? That was Saturday.
Yeah.
He said, well, I'm fine. I don't want to deal with financing, man. They going to drag you out. I don't want to deal with the banks. I sell my stuff cash.
Yeah.
He like, no, this bank, they already got my stuff. I'm pre-approved. We can get this deal closed in 60 days. I'm like, man, you can't get no commercial deal done in 60 days. That's impossible. I do this. But really, I haven't been selling commercial properties. I've just been obtaining them cash, right? Not reselling them. Man, we got this deal done in 65 days. I got my money net. I reached out to the finance guy and said, listen, dude from First National Bank, I'm giving that information out to those the game.
First National.
Greg Ochoa, he was my representative. I said, my man, I'm interested in possibly, you know, buying some commercial properties if it's going to be that easy. Send me over your terms. He sent me over the terms. He said, what's your credit score? What's your bank history? I sent him my info. He came back and said, yeah, I can get you some real money at 3.5%. I said, on commercial? He said, yeah, 25% down. I said, I was already starting the process to buy that plaza. I said, man, I'm going to send you this plaza deal. Let me know what the terms will be. I bought the plaza at $500,000. He said, you'll put $75,000 down.
Yeah, that's low.
20-year amortization. Your payment would be $2,400 a month.
For the whole plaza?
I said, what? Listen, if you get that deal done.
I'm ready now.
I'm ready right now. He said, oh, I can get the deal done. I did it. Bro, we closed in 58 days.
That's crazy.
I said, listen, the same way that I took that check home when I sold my first deal, that $65,000, when we was at the closing table, I said, Greg, I need to know what my payment is. I just wanted to, because he had told me before I wanted to confirm. So we doing paperwork. I had to ask him like 3 times, like, Greg, I signed 10 more docs. I need to know what my payment is because I was ready to cancel. You know, when you can cancel at any time, right? You got 24 hours. He said to King, hold on, just sign these other 10 docs. I'm going to show it to you. Greg, I need to know what my payment is going to be because I'm ready to kill this deal at any time because I know how them banks work. I always got my red flags up. He said, here it go. I said, no, I need to know what my payment is. I don't know what that is. He said, no, this is your payment. $2,390?
That's crazy.
Well, what are you saying? That's your payment. You just gave me
$500,000,
$400,000 plus, and that's my payment. I said, Greg, as soon as you get back to the office, I got another deal for you that I was about to close for. So again.
But that's a strip mall.
Exactly.
That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't making $300-400.
Nah.
You understand what I'm saying? You got $500,000 and you bring it in. By the time you get that joint up and running, you might be bringing in $20-something thousand a month.
It was already the day that I closed. The day. I told my assistant manager, meet me up there. We closed on the 2nd. I collected 3 times my payment that day. That's crazy. I said, this is unbelievable.
That's a whole different ballgame.
It's unbelievable.
That's a whole different
So I'm giving people that game, and I'm going to have him on the future show.
And that's commercial.
First National Bank.
That's commercial.
But like you said, though, we have to be open to learning new things. I'm not completely closed to learning something new because that was my first commercial deal, and ever.
And it's costing you nothing though.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's free money.
That's free money. That's a whole different ballgame.
And you have to evaluate every situation individually.
It's tailor-made. Yeah. That's all I've been saying. It's tailor-made. You ain't like you said. Think about it. In the regular real estate market, you $400,000 in debt. Your payment is $3,000 a month. Yeah. And you walk with maybe $1,000. Yeah. Now here it is. You $400,000 in debt. Your payment $2,300 a month. You walking when you get every store open or whatever.
I'm tempted to tell the people, but I'm not. I'm gonna lead that.
No.
I'm gonna lead.
We talk about
that.
But you understand what I'm saying? That's a whole different ball game. If you want leverage, make it make sense. Like I tell the people about being debt free real estate. Just like I went out and bought the cars. I know I'm a renter. They're gonna pay for itself, so I'm gonna finance them. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me. So everything is tailor made. That's why I just said this. Right after I said this business is telling me, you came right in and said bang, bang, bang with the commercial. Yeah, of course. That's how it is. You know what I mean? On there. But why would you tie yourself up $2 million in debt to be making $5,000 a month, and you're gonna be making triple that, and you $400,000 in debt? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So everything is telling me, and markets are different. You got to get in where you fit in, where it's best at for you, and where it makes sense. Stop following behind what somebody else is doing because those people are not really telling you the truth. Like, I'm going to get on there and say, yo, God darn it. Now, when I did the refis, it was the thing to do. But right now, I realize that I'm not leaving my kids nothing but debt. Yeah. Hey, y'all, listen. I know I told y'all that yesterday, but I made a mistake. That method going to put us in debt. We really just working for the bank. Yeah. You understand? At this point, we really just working for the bank. It's not going to work. Boom, 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 boom. And also, the market that you in, it calls for that. So your deal with the strip mall and being in this market, you know what I mean? You want to make something out of nothing. Yeah. They may think that, oh, well, he only going to probably be able to bring in this, so we only going to charge him this monthly. Yeah. They don't really know that you who you are, you're going to soup it up. You know what I mean? So so this thing is tailor-made, bro. Like I said,
I tell people about different deals all the time to give up the game, and it blew my mind because where I bought the bank from, I never heard of 10X, and I'm giving that to the people. Right. 10X.com. That's 10X. A website that only deal with commercial real estate all around the world. First time I ever went on there, I got on 10X. I bought the bank, $100,000. The bank is paying me $3,900 a month.
That's crazy.
I didn't have to do anything.
Nothing.
And I did it actually down here, Sunshine, on my cell phone, bidding on it, and got the bid on my cell phone. I remember you got it. So the deals are out here. You just got to look for them. It's a hustle. It's a business. You can't wait till the things come to you. And that's the difference. People always ask me, man, how did you get this? How did you get that? I searched for it. Yeah, grinding. I grinded for it. This is my business. This is what I'm into. So I'm always looking for opportunities. Yeah. I treat this like you go and punch your clock.
That's how I treat it.
That's how I treat it.
It's a 24/7 for us.
It is.
It ain't a 9 to 5. It's a 24/7. I tell people that all the time. Like with the new wave, people always ask me like, how you be finding so many deals? I said, I'm in the trench.
Yeah.
Wholesalers now, they doing marketing.
Yeah.
They marketing, they on the computer, they doing all this. And I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Hey, who live in this house next door?
Mm-hmm.
I own 3 houses on the block. It's 15 abandoned. I'm going at them 15 abandoned.
Yeah.
I don't spend no money on. Could you imagine if I spent money on marketing?
Yeah.
I don't even hit the sponsorship button on Instagram. I spend absolutely no money on marketing.
Right.
If I started really, I can't handle the load now.
Yeah.
I definitely couldn't handle it if I started marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy that, like you said, that we get the best deals because they know we in the mix.
Yeah.
That's it. Somebody, hey, King, guess what? You listen, my grandbaby's uncle, sister, brother got a house on St. Clair, and they want, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you go in, I want it. Give it in. Deal of a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's what happens to guys like us all the time, man. People don't know. You put 20 years of work in, man, 15, 20 years of work in, like, it starts to pay off. The money starts coming towards you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, I got a deal here. Yo, such and such losing this over here. They need help. This happened over here. Like, and not even including how many people we saving. You know, we laugh and joke about just good deals you get, but you bailing so many people out. Yeah. We bought a joint over on St. Clair. Indian guy had a store on the corner, and it was like 4 apartments in the store, and the store was ran down raggedy. And I went in there, and it went up for sale, and I actually had bought it. Yeah. And I went in there, and I bought something off him, and I was like, "What you gonna do with this store?"
Mm-hmm.
Now the whole time it's mine. I own it.
Yeah, right.
What you gonna do with this store? He's like, you know. I said, listen. I said, I just bought the building. Yeah. I said, do you want to stay here? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you know me, I might buy some money and go there for 3 months. Right, of course. So when I got, I said, you want to stay here? Because I'll fix it up. It's already popping. Yeah. You just need a little hand up. Right. You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah. He was like, and it blew his mind because I was the owner. Yeah. You know, I done went in there, bought something off of him and everything. And I was like, I said, I would like for you to stay. And I told him, I said, after the new year, we're going to come. Go ahead and get you some money. Yeah. After the new year, we're going to work it out. But not only just, but he was telling me he was sick and he couldn't really handle the bills and stuff. So the lump sum I gave him, he paid his debt off, put him on. And now he in there still in his last little crumbs before I show up. Yeah. But I'm like, man, go ahead and get you some money when I come. Because my thing is the real estate. I don't want to open the store. You know what I mean? And if you securing the building by opening the store every day, by all means, go ahead and get you some money. Yeah, without a doubt. You know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of times we be bailing people out. People don't really understand. I buy houses. Man, I bought houses last year that I just started going into this year. It be old people in there, man, scared I'm going to put them out.
We ain't going to talk about that one story. Did you ever follow up with them, the 2 older ladies, man, in the building?
Oh, yeah.
Union.
Yeah, my property management be taking care of that. Yeah. I ain't been there in a year. Okay. I think I've never been there. To that one. You talking about the older ladies?
The 4-suite or 6-suite or something.
That I got off the road, right? Yeah. They still in there.
Yeah, they better. They said they stay in there. They don't want to ever leave.
No, they own like 90.
Yeah. They've been there 30 and 37 and 29 years.
Man, I knocked on this one lady door, man, and her daughter came to the door. Daughter about 60, 56, about 60. And the mom older. You know what I mean? Mom in a wheelchair. And she was like, you know, we've been trying to find this owner for the last year. I owned it for a year. Yeah. And I went in there and she was like, you know, mama been worried. She ain't got nowhere to go. I said, well, listen, before y'all start, y'all ain't got to go nowhere. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't leaving. Yeah. So she said, you know, we've been in there for a year. You know, we don't know what the rent. I said, what have y'all been paying for this whole building? Yeah. She said $900 a month. I said $900 a month. She said, yeah. I said, okay. So you know that's about $11,000 they owe me, right? Okay. So I get in there. She said, we got a process. Tell me what the problems is first. Well, the water, something. This. Look at the water bill. It's high. This, that, and the third. So she old school. Pull out the envelope. Yeah. She already got the money. Yeah. The water bill money in the water bill. Yeah. I said, take that money out. Put that in your pocket. I called my wife. Yeah. Hey, I'm out to snapshot you something. Snapshot to Nikki. I said, pay this water bill. She started crying immediately. Yeah. She like, what? I said, my wife gonna pay the water bill. Nikki paid the water bill. Yeah. It was done. So she like, well, what the rent far as this and that and the third? I said, well, what you paying? She said, $900. I said, okay. I said, well, where's that? So she said, I got it. I said, well, up until now, you don't owe me nothing. Yeah. She said, hold on, baby, stay right there. Don't you move. Right. Are you sure? Are you sure? Right. I said, whatever you want to give me. Yeah. Man, she gave me that $900, bro. They was crying in there so bad there, they made me cry. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it go, though. But people don't understand. We can reset. Because we buying it based on that day, not before. Yeah. So we can reset those buttons. I do it all the time.
And they were so nervous, and the lady was just like, she didn't know somebody's going to come in and put them out at the time. Yeah. I mean, I ain't going to lie, man. I probably there's so many houses that I own that I've never even been to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course,
there's tenants still living in them, and you know they've been there for a year, or some have been there a year and a half, and I never even, like you said with the ladies, they was in there forever before I showed up, and it makes them more. It's weird here because when I buy a house, and if somebody living in there, I could be like, yo, you know, it's cool. They'll move out in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, yo, you cool, you good, like.
They don't know.
Nah,
people
man.
brainwash they machines, man.
Yeah.
Because that's what regular education does for you.
Yeah.
It teach you to be a machine, to follow this, and I hate to say follow them people,
right?
You know, that don't look like
Systematic.
us. You know, if those people says, listen, we was at the grocery store yesterday paying for people groceries, and we at the end of the lines, excuse me, ma'am, you can put your money back. We're gonna pay for your groceries today. What? Are you sure? Ma'am, we sure. And they still wouldn't leave the line until the cashier told them,
it's cool.
Ma'am, they got it. They paid for it. I'm like, man, we standing here telling you you can leave, and they going out the door looking at the security guard the whole time like,
is this real?
Is this real? So it's just the mentality of people, man. They brainwash to a certain point, but we all are at some point of our lives, and sometimes it's easy for somebody to hit the reset button and erase it and be re-educated.
Right.
Well, I'm saying it's easy for us, but it's harder for other people because we've had to hit the reset button so many and be flexible in our lives from what we've been through. And it all goes back to that, you know, where we came from, background and how we grew up.
And I think that's why we're successful too, because we can connect. So when I was coming up, when people taught you positive stuff, they were suit and ties. They didn't come from what we came from.
Of course,
so it wasn't relatable.
Yeah,
so for a person like me to be walking and talking and moving and running in and out of the same spots they running in and out of, they can hear it. You know what I mean? They can hear me like yo, this boy really come from nothing. Like I get so many DMs like, I don't believe you really down here.
Yeah.
Like when man, you be shocked how many people pull up on me in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And they be like, yo, boy, you really out these streets. I'm like, well, where I'm supposed to be at? Man, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, whatever it is, let's bust it up. You know, whatever you
Social
need.
media is like the new TV now.
It is.
That's how it is.
It is.
And they really surprised when they see guys like me and you because we don't dress like the regular millionaire. We might live the lifestyle to a certain degree other than we're in the community every day. Every day. I still shop for discounts online.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like everybody.
I still listen. People come to my office and they see me go across the street and come back with a sandwich. They're like, you eat out the poppy stores? I say, where I'm supposed to eat at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I eat there every day. You know what I mean? So it's a good feeling, man. You know what I mean? And this like I said, this right here, what you're doing, man. You know, I'm in the trench, and you in the trench. You more polished, and you like to educate, at another level. But together, man, it's like we reaching so many people, man. And it's dope, bro. It's dope. Like this, you never cease to amaze me, bro. Like you just constantly elevate. You elevating. You elevating. Even when we have our conversations about retirement and what's your end goal and what you need to have to be able to fall back, and you know what I mean. I started figuring like I'm gonna be honest, man. I started closing a lot of my businesses. I think I told you that, like a lot of little businesses I had because they really wasn't for me. Yeah. They was for people that I was trying to help. Yeah. And it becomes a headache for me. Yeah. Because my name is still attached to it, even though I have nothing to do with the business. So I started shutting those businesses down, and I just wanted to be more manageable for me. You know what I mean? I feel like I tried to save the world for so many years that I neglected my own family. Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I just feel like, man, like it's time for me to start pulling it in so I can spend more time home. Yeah. So forth and so on. And I took that page out of your book, and it's like, what do I really need? You know what I mean? Like, I can't save the world. So many people came before us that tried it, and it's just, and I hate to say it, man, it's hard for us to work together as a culture, man. It really is. It's super hard. It's always something when it get more than 3 or more. Yeah. You know what I mean? If it's 4 of us, it's like, we on the tip. But that 5th person come in, things start to get distorted, and it's hard, man. And at first, we brainwash, oh, man, it's this old slave letter. It's the Willie Lynch syndrome. Nah, it's genetic. It's genetic. It has nothing to do with, these kids don't know nothing about slaves, and they got the same mentality. It's genetic. It's in the genes. It's like white people can't dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in their genes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I don't agree with that.
I know you want to say different, but, bro, I deal with so many people, bro. It be hard, bro.
But I think what we're doing right now, these conversations, it helps. It helps expose and bring individuals like ourselves together. It's another, a quick story, and we're going to wrap it up. It's another brother here. named Luis Purnell. He does a lot of things in Cleveland in terms of giving back. But for whatever reason, everybody don't agree with some of the things he do. And I was having a conversation. Somebody called me a couple of weeks ago and was like, bro, I see Luis doing his thing, but you doing your thing also in terms of giving back. Y'all, what type of negative is between y'all? Because I don't never see y'all come together, right? So I was like, nothing at all. He just got his own strategy. I got my strategy. Together, if we separate and do our own thing, we can touch more people, right? But it was funny. A week later, he had called me, like, yo, I'm doing this situation this weekend for giving back for the holidays. I wanted to see if you could participate. Well, he didn't know at that time I was working on me and your thing. We giving away toys today and some other things that I was doing, right? Monday. So I said, bro, it's no issue. Give me your Cash App. Let me send you some money because I do want to support.
Right.
He said immediately, he didn't even hesitate. He said, bro, I appreciate the money, but I necessarily just don't need the money. I really want you there.
Right.
To show people that we can come together to do these things. Yeah. And I was like, damn, that's strong. I appreciate that. But I'm going to go and send this money and I'm going to be there. You know what I mean? So that's what we have to do more of this. Exactly. Like you from Philly, I'm from Cleveland, and you just like you said, you went to 2 other cities giving things away, but you're getting money from this city, so you want to give back to this city. Exactly. So when I mentioned to you the first time about I think you were doing something someplace else, I said, bro, let's do that here in Cleveland. You didn't hesitate. Like, let's do it. And we got together and went and bought the toys, and we're doing it again this year. So, that's the plan, and hopefully we can inspire other people to do the same.
No doubt. And they see they inspire, but this is what I want to say, like you said, in closing, this is what I want to say. If I motivate or I can motivate and inspire you, don't try to become the competition.
Yeah.
We not competing. We putting this information out for y'all so collectively, you know what I mean, everybody can excel and elevate. Don't try to we compete by nature.
Yeah.
Don't try, we
good
are not
competition.
Good competition, but don't become the competition and allow the outside community to segregate us. Like he said, this brother over here doing this brother, I don't mess with him. We all go through that. You know what I mean? People watch on social media and they might see Akeem. They see Akeem running. Next thing you know, yeah, bro, what's up? Boo, ba, 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 ba. And then they read, M&G cool. G cool with this person. Like, whether y'all know it or not, 90% of us have a great rapport. Just because y'all don't see. Like, you don't see me on Beyond page, that's my guy. He'll tell you, when I run into Beyond, we might stand in the cold for an hour busting it up. That's my guy. Like, I might buy properties off of Beyond. Yo, what you got, bro? Send me what you got. Send me everything you got. I want it. We sit down, we dialogue, we kick it. I met Beyond. I came brought him to my event in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And that's when I first met Beyond. So there's a lot of us that y'all don't know that we all know each other. And even for the other people that's like us, don't allow the community to segregate us. You know what I mean? It's okay. You can reach out to me. Hey, G, man, everything cool. You sure you right over here? Well, this and that. Or I might call, yo, bro, you cool? Everything cool over there? How this looking? How you making out with this program? How you making out with that? You know what I mean? Like we gotta support each other, uplift each other. You can't keep that when somebody get up, you root for him. Then as soon as he winning, oh man, like me, it's sad because I know my people, right? So as I started to elevate in life, they see me fly. Like I birthed flying private jets to the average person. The average person know that it's possible that they can get on these cars. The average person know that it's possible to live this lifestyle now. Not just the people who was living it. I used to sit back and look at private jets and be like, I want this Jay-Z on that jet. I want this Oprah Winfrey on that jet. Never in a million years would I have thought it was Akeem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have thought that, but now we show that things are possible. So it's almost your duty to take what we instilled in y'all and share it. Because guess what? If we all in Cleveland and we going to Miami and y'all meet your Miami. He flying commercial. You flying your jet. He fly. Yo, what the plane cost? Yeah. $20,000. How many of us is it? 15. $1,200 a piece. Let's do it. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we do. So a lot of times when y'all see us on these jets and y'all like, man, it costs this G-Pan. It's 10 people on the jet. We all might put up. It's nothing. Ain't no different than the car thing. Like, just sharing that little information. Now people hitting me like, yo, what's the name of that website? This is the name of the website. This is what you do. We got to make life easier on one another. You know what I mean? And just stop competing. You know what I mean? Like,
sharing the game.
He's solid. I ain't coming to Cleveland and be like, Oh yeah, when I meet some people, oh yeah, you do real estate. Oh yeah, my man do real estate. He got a lockdown. Who your man? I can't. Oh, that's my brother. Oh, you know I can't. Oh yeah, good dude. Yeah, he own. Yeah, I know. I said that's my brother. Then I named the whole squad.
Yeah.
Once I start to name the whole squad, oh yeah, you really know. Oh yeah, that's my man.
Right.
I met the demo guy the other day.
Which one?
That demo, what's his name? D. He tear down. He.
Don.
Don.
Yeah.
So he, you know,
he tear houses down.
Yeah,
he got the big earth movers. Yeah.
Right. So we get the building. He like, man, you know, my guy. Every time when he mentioned you, then I mention somebody. He like, yeah, you. I'm like, yo, that's my family. Like these my dudes. You know what I mean? But then that opens up the door with people like, oh, okay, he must be
of course,
solid.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
but yeah, we got it. That's my only thing, man. Like we can't compete, man. Y'all see Akeem out here doing his thing, man. Just because he quiet, reserved, tap in. Yeah. The brother don't mind helping out. If you see me and you thinking, man, he doing this, he doing that, yo, tap in, bro. I don't mind. Listen, I get my car out. People use my stuff, use anything I got. You can have anything I got but Nikki and the kids. You know what I'm saying? Anything I got but them.
No doubt. I felt the same way. So in closing now, bro, I'm not going to hold up too much more of your time. We both got things to do. We got to go help these kids out, these families, relieve some of their burden. But in closing, just give the people, because I'm always trying to connect with individuals that's nowhere near our level, right? But we can't forget about people that's on our level, because they need the game too. I need game, you need game, dudes that's close to where we at, and they just trying to figure out how to go from here to just a little more, take it to that other level. Because I'm talking to guys all the time, just like you said earlier in the conversation. I got so many people that I'm trying to counsel, and they ghost, and they got businesses. They driving Benzes and BMWs, but they ain't paying taxes. Exactly. They ain't filing for paying employees above board. They ain't got bank accounts. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? What you gotta get away from that street mentality. But give the people just a little bit on what's the end goal for you, bro. What are you working towards? What age are you looking to retire, if ever? Because some people want to, do it forever. But give the people just a little game, bro, on the end goal. What are you working towards? What's the plan? And how have you made some changes over the last year in terms of that path and that strategy?
So I always said I was going to retire at 45. I turned 45 this June that passed. So technically I'm going to be 45 until June 26th.
Okay.
Next year. So honestly, bro, like I'm really moving towards early retirement around 45 in the next like 6 to 7 months.
Okay.
Not so much, just more or less stepping away from the day-to-day operation at first. I don't want to change my goal due to COVID. I don't make it sit over COVID gonna slow. I gotta retire next year. My goal is to retire. So what I did was I started making, like I said, cutting a lot of businesses off that wasn't lucrative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this way it could be manageable for the people that I'm actually leaving it to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really it, man. I came to the realization where I want to be debt free. Honestly, I want to be debt free because I know there's nobody, and my kids are smart. They got things going on, but it's not another me. Next, you know what I mean? As far as the pressures, and my kids didn't come from what I come from to handle the things that I'm able to endure. You know what I mean? So what I'm actually doing is, bro, to be honest, I'm downsizing it. I'm going to pour more into them, find out what it is they like to do, help enhance their businesses, and help them, give them that extra edge that we kind of sort of didn't have. But as far as the business that I have running, that I know I got to personally be, I'm done with them. I'm killing them. I'm educating more.
Yeah.
So this way, what I'm building is like,
legacy.
I'm building a legacy. So, and like I said, I want to be debt free. I mean, as far as the money at this point, my residual strategy has changed. Our residual was, okay, we rent X amount of places and we got this money. At this point, I'm making money off of my book and this over here. And it's just stuff that's generating money and I'm not even thinking about it. So that's I had to kind of switch my dream sort of. You know what I mean? Whereas though, like I said, how many tenants I got? I got this rented, I got that rented. But to the point where that I'm over that residual now. Like I got I got my classes, I got the book, I got other business that's just bringing the money, and I want to pour into people who are doing businesses. I want to be able to say, hey, I'm invest $20,000 in your business. You give me $400 a month. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. You know what I mean? I figured out a way. I'm gonna tell you when we get off of this.
Okay.
But I figured out a way to collect residual income without having any overhead, and that's what I teach to my one-on-ones and my direct. So we gonna bust it up about that. You know what I mean? I figured out the Warren Buffett strategy. You know what I mean? Not what they that what we think they doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what they really doing, and how these people are able to get money and they sleep and they don't work nowhere near.
Right.
I was around a billionaire, and I'm ended in this.
Okay.
I was around a billion. I used to be around him like maybe 2-3 days a week, right? And my phone would ring every 2 seconds, and his phone would never ring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
He had people in place
Yeah.
that he trusted
Yeah.
to run his business. Unfortunately, we don't really.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
It's not that easy
it's
for
not
us.
that easy.
You know what I mean? So when you open the books up to somebody where we come from, they try to figure out a way how they can maneuver.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Opposed to saying, hey, if G's a billionaire and I'm right under G, I'm worth 300 million. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? We don't get that. You know, oh, Akeem got making $1 billion. This is how you doing?
Yeah.
Start mine over there.
Yeah.
So then I get my own billion, and guess what? He done messed our business up, and it'll never work for him.
Yeah.
It just don't work out like that.
Yeah.
So I just want to be at a point like right now, bro, where it's manageable for the people that I'm putting in place. And I ran so hard for so long that I have so much stuff that if I liquidate X amount of properties twice a year, I should be good for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's really where I want to be at, bro. And I realize another thing, man, like I just want a peace of mind. The money is no longer, the money don't really play the factor no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I done made, bro, I don't even know how much money I probably made to date, but I made millions and millions of dollars, bro. And honestly, the only thing that really makes me happy is when I'm home with my wife and my kids and my grandkids. And truth be told, I can go to a $1 million crib in Florida, or I could be in my hood. I'm good. I got the same feeling. You know what I mean? My daughter, we spent the whole summer on a block I grew up in North Philly. Best summer she ever had. So it ain't about the money. We think it is because when you come from nothing, it's like we need this, we need that.
Well,
but
we know at this point in our lives it's not just about the money.
Right, exactly. And that's another thing, you know, maybe on another one of your segments you share with that, because we chase the money so much, like we are willing to kill for things that are so simple to attain. You know what I mean? Like when I walked in that car place and the guy was like, he ran the credit. Okay, the credit cool. We put it in the business credit, business name. Okay, that's cool. Okay, send the cars to Florida. Like you know, back in the day, I didn't take my aunt in there.
Of course.
Sign for this car for me. You know what I mean? And then I got to figure out how I'm gonna hustle the money up every month. It's crazy. But to be on this side and to just be able to say, yo, like all the things that we was willing to risk our life for daily. Like it's obtainable in just signing your name and just having your paperwork right. So you know what I mean. It's a lot, man. We could go on. We could go on all night, man.
So it's good info, bro. I appreciate you coming
always,
by.
Brother.
You know,
Always
nothing but love.
Always love,
all right,
bro.
Black Table Talks. That's what we're doing. Dispensing information to those that need it.